अर्ज है मेरे भाइयों मेरे भाइयों My brothers, my brothers, we are gathered here today on the beloved day of Yom Takbir to embody and witness the greatness of God, to recall the moments of His light, His radiance, that which was bestowed upon us. It is not the light from Him, but only through His permission do we have the ability to see the light and witness these moments of the blast. What I am presenting on this devoted day, through, within, and at the site of Chagi, within all its temporalities, are to perform the love in the research of my upcoming encyclopedic book called 300 Definitions of Pyar, Ishq, Muhabbat. Yes, love, passion or love without lust, and romance.
This is not a romanticized story of the kind of love that is not only on the surface but a beautiful and unique perspective of true and pure love that can only be felt about God and God's own prophet.
Yom Takbir, the day of God's greatness. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate the greatest loves of all love. The creator of this universe created the universe for the sake of love, and in such protracts the heavenly green rays within us. To revel in the ambient green light. Such a gleam reminds us of our symbolic flag and its true mission to gather the Ummah, the Muslims of the world. How does the green color enter our eyes into our spirits? As green is more easily absorbed by the retina than red, it requires less exposure to cause damage. God has made everything with a function, including pigments and molecules to absorb light, the nur. All pigments do not react against the light equally. Similarly, the chemical reactions will not be the same. For example, the plant is made up of green. These pigments take the light from the sun and absorbs particular rays, and then the rest are returned. They only absorb what is equal to the green color. Such energy is obtained. Yes, the thing which is needed by all living things on earth. Food for the living, heart, and soul. Chagi has provided that emulation. And would you expect no less from the Muslim nuclear state?
This is not a romanticized story of the kind of love that is not only on the surface but a beautiful and unique perspective of true and pure love that can only be felt about God and God's own prophet. We are at the site of Chahi. Let us acknowledge that Chahi is within us. Chage ho Chahagi. Yes, Chahagi, you have done a splendid job. Chagi is also known as Chahi District. Has an elevation of cascades over our bodies, heralding its majesty. The moment in which the man overcame the mountain, but only in the eyes of God.
On the beloved morning of May 26, 1998, Pakistan successfully launched its underground nuclear tests, embedding the chemical wonders in the wondrous natural wonders of landscapes. The scientists assure us that you must trust our countrymen that there were no environmental effects. This is when Chagi was first inaugurated. It was made visible. It appeared. But imagine, my brothers, the extreme heat and pressure of an underground nuclear explosion caused changes in the surrounding rock. The surrounding rock became divine rock. When the rock is presented, or more correctly, when the image of the rock is presented, the blast can happen all over again. The blast is always reproduced. The light always stays with us. Observe what was once an image of the fiberglass rock. Imagine the fiberglass rock, its dimensions, the angles. This monument was erected by the state to preserve the moment prior to the blast. So every time your eyes come upon its form, you recreate the blast, the moment of eruption of divinity. Let us not forget the adornment of this form throughout the country. This structure lay bare throughout the lands. In the moment of the monument's inception, there was a moment of divine intervention. Only does the Lord have the ability to stop, transcend time, space, and sight. As such, the object was planted in the urban scapes. It was given prophetic power. Oh, praise to thee, Ahmady Chagi. In the moment of Chagi Monument's inception, it slowed down the temporality of time. In each slab of fiberglass was accumulated, it built the narrative of its destruction. Each plastic lean helped to cement the impending doom, feeding into the anticipability of visibility.
In its creation there shall be destruction. Within its destruction it can be created.
It called the people to it in Karachi. In 2004, Abdul Qadir Khan, the father of the atomic bomb, was arrested due to allegations of the leaking of nuclear knowledge. What an accusation on such a holy man! The fury, such fury, arose like the burning within the explosion. Our brothers themselves took the moment to create the blast. They broke down and burnt the symbol in the name of its father, allowing the flames to engulf the accusation. But how can one forget the incident in Lahore years later? Observe, on the left, the emergence of rock. The surface of Chagi Monument was used as a shelter by intruders, terrorists, to shield themselves. Their initiated blast was interrupted. Do not believe those who say otherwise. Chagi was the fallen hero. It sacrificed itself in the name of the blast. It crumbled to prevent the crumbling of its people. The divine blast can provide that. The initial blast allows for the survival of those of the land of the pure. Ah, the last of the markers of love was in Islamabad. It adorned the capital of this beloved land. But truly, Faizabad interchange could not hold the power of its form. To make a nation, one must have a great capital. The roundabout did not give the prestige that Chagi deserved. Brother Nawaz Sharif understood that. The expansion of the city is the expansion of its people. Nawaz Sharif has been recreating the blast on many scales throughout the country. The breaking of the roads meant the breaking of our enemies in our progress. So as Sharif has continuously done in his time and power, provided the blast needed back in 1998 and then in 2016. Divinity in the form of concrete, another kind of rock. Please do not believe in the allegations of corruption that were put on the poor Sharif brothers. It is a conspiracy against the great Muslim nuclear power. We cannot bite the very hand that has fed us. From the plains of Punjab to the mighty river Indus, who can uphold such foresight? Takbir, Do I hear takbir? Chagyo, meri chagi. Such light blossoms in the sky. Allahu Akbar.
O Chadi, you have helped the helpless. In your Chagi, O Lord, I have seen the light. Your status position is so lovely, O Chadi. My every problem is vanished. It's your intoxication everywhere. I will not leave your feet. O Chagi.
Remember, my brothers, there are enemies to the glorious light. They want to make sure the light never touches our eyes, generating into our skin, making our souls arise. The beautiful blast that succumbs all of us in its light. It is our duty to perform the blast, to perform the destructive love, to be the destructive love. One may ask when and where are the moments of the blast? How big or small in an act can one perform to initiate the blast of divinity? I mean, ignore those minor individual microblasts that have erupted within the city around you, the ones plastered across news channel broadcasts, the minor blasts that have blinded the many, like the intrigue of a beautiful woman. Look away. The minor blasts that have attempted to encompass the bodies of individuals on the streets, in the masses. Do not astray into the light of the deceiving. The bomber jacket mimics the blast. It calls for a moment of rupture. Do not succumb to it. Let the blast remain in God's hands, in the hands of the pure devotees of God.
The scientists have consistently mentioned there is no environmental effects from the nuclear chemicals. What is this talk of radiation? Radiation meaning the light? The light radiating? Is it the radiation or the miraculous? We can succumb to the nuclear in our veins, a slow mediated death of glory. The stage of reincarnation of the glorious light will be set.
Look at the flora and fauna. What a beautiful creature. Praise to the Almighty. Look within the ovary of the flower. The fruits of the plant are responsible for dispersing the seeds that contain the embryo and protecting the seeds as well. Only such a placeholder can contain such energy. If one questions the effect on nature, it can be clearly illustrated in the work of P.A. Waheed in his 1994 exhibition, My Beautiful Pakistan, taken place at Lok Virsa in Islamabad, Pakistan. Can the moment of rupture be as minuscule as in the moment of Pir Sahab's analog flower photography? My Beautiful Pakistan is P.A. Waheed's first one-man show, which is not just a creation of an outstanding photographer, but of a person who loves Pakistan and above all values its traditions. He was a widely traveled person and a great lover of nature, who says that he only does photography as ibadat, meaning worship, devotion, or prayer, to please the great artist, God, by photographing his God's masterpieces in this world in any form. This is the moment of exchange of this particular photograph, their eyes declaring their patriotism, and then the image of an explosive, ever-expanding form of beautiful. Brothers, is this not what we need? Oh, what a gift that the father on the bomb, on the left, yes, there he is, received from Pir Sahab, a temporality in which destruction, beauty, and nation state penetrate each other. Look at how Jinnah, the founder of our great nation, Pakistan, sits on his throne, approving the exchange, reproducing the nation-state logic that started with the etching of a line into the land. Let me clarify to you the God-given blast, the love that Almighty has bestowed on our peoples with the land of the pure blast. Can we engulf ourselves in the atmi damake wali muhabbat, the atomically explosive love, a love so great and powerful that engulfs you? Raise your hands in praise. Perform the blossom. Takbir. Hear, hear, my brothers. Fear not. Yes, I know, many are waiting impatiently. The tensions are running high as Yom Takbir has come and will go in the absence of Chagi Monument Hill for the first time since the early 2000s. Do not fear, brothers. When God appeared to Moses, the mountain did indeed fall. My Lord, show thyself that I may gaze upon thee. When the Lord revealed his glory to the mountain, he sent it crashing down. Moses fell down senseless. We are indeed in a state of senselessness. We must fall to rise again, and so will Chagi. The Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission reminds us of our mission, the planting of the plants, to bring the energy, light to the people. O planting of the nuclear plant. In 2016, Chashma Unit 3 and 4 were added to the previous 3 plants opened beside the Indus River in Karachi. The politicians clad their official stages to will the prospect of a bloom. From the bloom comes the boom. From the boom comes the bloom. Watch the flowers bloom before your eyes. Let us wait with our flags to the moment we can climb the peak of the predestined crumbling monument. Let our bodies cascade over the pseudo-earthly surface, causing our love to be the same as what happened with Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Let us purified men set the tone for the rest of the nation as we await the moment of both creation and destruction. Takbir. Thank you.